Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminally, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, my first post Read What You Own challenge book haul. So it's not really a post Read What You Own challenge book haul, actually, because if you've watched my video where I talked about my completion of the Read What You Own challenge, you will know that I've immediately started another Read What You Own challenge. I did give myself a tiny window in between where I bought 6 books, which are part of this book haul. But the vast majority of the books in this haul are actually ones that have been sent to me by authors for review or publishers. So some interesting stuff in here to go through. So there's some books here definitely I'm really looking forward to reading. I've also got some library books that I have got out to take part in various events and things like that. So I thought I'd show those as well. So yes, my new rules for my second Read What You Own challenge are I can get stuff out of the library for buddy reads and group reads and events and things like that. So anyway, let's get on and show you what I've got here. So let me start with the 6 books that I actually bought. So there was a book that I particularly wanted to read that I remembered whilst I was doing the Read What You Own challenge and thought I will buy myself a copy of that book when I get to the end of the challenge. So that book is this one, Army of Devils by Dick Stivers, which is book 8, I think, in the Able Team series. So I remember this being crazily violent and over the top, and I fancied giving it another try. So I got that, but the easiest and most efficient way to get it was actually to buy a job lot. I couldn't find a copy of it in the UK just on its own, but there was a seller on eBay who had a job lot of 6 of them for a really good price, so I ended up buying all 6. So I've ended up with a few other Able Team books as well, which I no doubt will get to at some point. So let me try and show you them in the correct order. So we've got book 3, Texas Showdown by Don Pendleton and Dick Stivers. Be interesting to know if either Don Pendleton or Dick Stivers actually wrote these books. No, so it says inside. So Don Pendleton created the Executioner series, and the Able Team books are a spin-off of that. Dick Stivers, I'm not sure if Dick Stivers even exists or it was purely a name that was come up with to put on the cover of these books. But it says inside, special thanks and acknowledgement to Larry Powell and L.R. Payne for their contribution to this work. So I suspect those are the people who actually wrote it. So anyway, that's book 3 in the Able Team series. Also, book 4, Amazon Slaughter. Book 5, Cairo Countdown. I don't have book 6. Oh no, I do have book 6, don't have book 7. So book 6 is, I don't know how you pronounce this, Warlord of Azatlan. I don't know where Azatlan is. I shall find out when I read this wonderful book, no doubt. Book 8, Army of Devils, which is the one I bought the job lot for. And book 9, Kill School, which apparently is about a commu-Nazi conspiracy. So a conspiracy between communists and Nazis. So that should be fun. Let me show you the library books next then. So 3 library books I've got for various events or things that I'm doing for the channel. So I've got A Dog's Ransom by Patricia Highsmith for my ongoing read-through of all Patricia Highsmith's books. So we'll be reading that this month, February. I've also got Beware by Richard Lehman. So this is for Kelly from Simon Slashers, her Year of Lehman. The February book is Beware. So my local library had Beware and Dark Mountain in this omnibus. So Dark Mountain is, I think, later on. I think we're supposed to be reading that in July or something like that. So I might read it early so I can give the book back to the library. So anyway, yeah, this is Beware and Dark Mountain. So Lehman, I don't know why I keep reading Richard Lehman books, but I do. So I shall be reading two more of them fairly soon. And then finally, for my Disturbing Books project, this is a book that's been recommended by Anne from the channel Anne Novella, who rarely steers me wrong. She said this was fantastic, so I ordered it from the library, not realising how huge it is. So the book is The Kindly Ones by Jonathan Littell. Littell? I don't know how you pronounce that. But yes, it is 982 pages long. So an absolute beast of a hardback. And the font is fairly small as well. Someone's been making notes in this edition. Interesting. So yes, this is about an SS intelligence officer. So apparently very disturbing. I mean, it's got great reviews, so I will give it a try. But whether I get through all 982 pages remains to be seen. Right, let's go through the books that have been sent to me by authors/publishers then, and then I've got a couple of books at the end that have been sent to me very kindly by subscribers. So a few here, so 3 here from Titan Books. So Titan Books, I kind of have like an ongoing relationship with. They send, every so often they send out emails saying, do you want this book? And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. There are 3 books here. I don't think they emailed me about these. I think they've literally just sent me the books. But they all look quite interesting. So the first one is What Kind of Mother by Clay McLeod Chapman. So I know nothing about this at all. Let me read you the blurb. After striking out on her own as a teen mother, Maddie Price is forced to return to her hometown. Oh, I always like someone going back to their hometown, of Brandywine, Virginia, with her 17-year-old daughter. With nothing to her name, she scrapes together a living as a palm reader at the local farmer's market. It's at the I'll try and speak properly. It's at the market that she reconnects with her high school boyfriend, Henry McCabe, now a reclusive local fisherman whose infant son, Skylar, went missing 5 years ago. Everyone in town is sure Skylar is dead, but when Maddie reads Henry's palm, she's haunted by strange and disturbing visions that suggest otherwise. As she follows the thread of these visions, Maddie discovers a terrifying monster waiting at the centre of the labyrinth, and it's coming for everyone she holds dear. Okay, that actually sounds pretty good. I hadn't got around to reading the blurb, but that does sound quite entertaining. They've also sent me the new Eric LaRocca book, so always enjoy Eric's books. Very much looking forward to reading this one. So I think this has got, so this has got 4, I don't know if they're quite novellas / short stories. Great cover as well. So yes, the stories within this are, This Skin Was Once Mine. Eric LaRocca does great titles, doesn't he? This Skin Was Once Mine is a great title. Seedling, another great title. All the Parts of You That Won't Easily Burn, which is fantastic. And Prickle. So yeah, looking forward to reading this. I always have a good time with Eric's books. Next one, something completely different, again from Titan. It does look quite fun, so I will give it a try. So this is Pharaohs Gold by Thomas Krug. So this is a like a historical adventure set in ancient Egypt. In this fresh twist on the historical adventure genre, a band of misfit mercenaries trek across sandy desert to the Valley of the Kings in search for the gold owed to them by Egypt's long-dead pharaohs. So that does sound like it could be a lot of fun. So we'll see what it's like. It's got no, unusually for a book from Titan Books, it's got no reviews on it at all by other authors, which is hopefully not a bad sign. We'll see what I make of that. Next, a book from one of my favourite indie horror authors, Brian Bowyer. So Brian very kindly sent me a copy of his book, Old Too Soon, which, as his books always do, has a really fantastic, very creepy cover. So let me read you the blurb for this one, which I haven't read yet, so we'll see how good this sounds. When Cadence's father dies, she begins hearing voices in her head. Soon thereafter, she discovers alcohol, which silences the voices, and Cadence becomes an alcoholic. To finance her addiction, she turns to a life of crime. Then she meets Ariane, the girl of her dreams. After she gets locked up, Ariane breaks up with her and begins dating Cadence's cousin Beatrix, a serial killer who collects human skulls. So far, this definitely sounds like a Brian Bowyer book. His plots are crazy. His books are often extremely graphic, but they are also always very entertaining. When Cadence gets released, will she be able to keep Beatrix from adding Ariane to her collection? Fans of bleak, transgressive fiction will enjoy this coming-of-age horror novel. So that does sound good. I seem to remember Brian sent me this because the publisher's Potter's Grove. I'm not sure if they're going out of business or if this book is just not going to be published anymore. But he did say, I think, that it wasn't going to be available for that much longer. So if you like the sound of that, go online and grab yourself a copy while you still can. Next, another book from an author. So Adam Neville very kindly sent me his new book, All the Fiends of Hell, which looks fantastic. Look at that cover. It's just such a gorgeously presented book. That cover is phenomenal. I love the fact there's no text on the cover. I think that's really fantastic. And the back is just completely blank as well. really bold presentation. And he signed it as well, which is lovely. So there's a little bookmark in there, and he signed it for me. So very nice indeed. I've only read one Adam Neville book so far, Cunning Folk, which I thought was great. So really looking forward to trying this. Let me read you the blurb. So all the Fiends of Hell, the Red Knight of Bel's heralds. Let me start again because I read that completely wrong. The Red Knight of Bells heralds global catastrophe, annihilation on a biblical scale. Seeing the morning is no blessing. The handful of scattered survivors are confronted by blood-red skies and an infestation of predatory horrors that never originated on Earth, an occupying force intent on erasing the remnants of animal life from the planet. Across the deserted landscape of England, bereft of infrastructure and society, the overlooked can either hide or try to outrun the infernal hunting terrors, until a rumour emerges claiming that the sea may offer an escape. Ordinary, unexceptional, directionless, Carl is one of the few who made it through the first night. In the company of two orphans he flees south, but only into horrifying revelations and greater peril, where a transformed world and expanding race of ravening creatures await. Driven to the end of the country and himself, he must overcome alien and human malevolence and act in ways that were unthinkable mere days before. Okay, this sounds really good. I'm definitely looking forward to this. This sounds fantastic, and as I say, wonderful cover as well. And then finally, two things that were very kindly sent to me by subscribers. So this, which is a book I'd heard of but still haven't got around to reading, was sent to me by Chelsea. So this is The Roo by Alan Baxter, an Australian killer animals book about a killer kangaroo. So I've heard lots of good things about this. Really looking forward to reading it. And then finally, my last book haul, I said that I had almost completed my collection of the Witches books by James Dark. One of my subscribers, Neil, contacted me and said he had the missing book. He had book 7 and he was happy to send it to me. So my collection is now complete. So here we have The Witches, book 7, The Feud by James Dark, with a very cheesy, sleazy cover. But yeah, really looking forward to finishing the series. I've read up to book 5. So I have books 6, 7 and 8 to go, but I have copies of all of those now, so I can finish the series and find out what happens. So yeah, thank you again, Neil, and thank you, Chelsea, for sending me these books. So that's a little book haul for you. I do have some more books in the mail, so you may get another book haul soon. I've got at least, I think, 2 or 3 packages on their way to me, but I've been having a lot of problems recently with local delivery services and things like that. Packages keep on going missing or getting delayed, so it's been a bit of a wait for some things that I know are on the way, but I will show those when I receive them. So yes, I'll leave it there. If you've read any of the books I showed today, do let me know what you thought of them, and whether you think I should get to them quickly. And as always, thanks very much for watching. I hope you're safe and well out there. I hope you're reading good stuff, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.